Hello wonderful people, welcome to Maria Nice Designs. Today we're doing a Casing the Fellow Creator Hop. I'm using here a Simon Says stamp set, which I will list below in the supplies list. It's a 5x5 piece white, 80-pound NEENAH Solar White, and also a tag I'll be using as well. I'm going to take some of the stamps, and the words are, "You are everything wonderful. Congrats. This is a paper hug. I believe in you. Today will be awesome. Enjoy the journey. Bravo. You are the best. You are everything wonderful." So those are what I'm using in this card, which is going to turn out to be a napkin fold card that the fellow creator that I am casing is KEIONNA Baker. She is the KRAFT therapist on YouTube. I will have her channel linked below as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoy this wonderful napkin fold card. I thought it was amazing, and I just thought I have to try and make it. So here I'm basically just putting some VERSAMARK onto the stamps, and I'm going to use some embossing powder. It's the Ranger Superfine in silver. But here's my favorite part. I am melting the embossing powder. The secret is to heat your heat tool for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then kind of move it around the paper so that it heats up the paper, and then all of a sudden the magic, just there it is. It turns beautiful shiny silver. It's a beautiful thing. It's my favorite thing to watch happening. So that's that there, and that will go into the interior center of the card. Here I'm showing you a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. In this case, I'm using blue. And what you will be doing is you will be scoring at various points. So I'm marking with a pencil the 3-inch position on top and bottom, and that'll be done on all 4 sides so that you have 3 inches all the way around the square. You can see there I'm just marking the top and bottom. I happen to have it a ruler on both ends of my paper trimmer from Tonic Studios. So I'm basically doing that all the way around at 3 inches. Now I'm going to the 6-inch mark on all 4 sides as well. So that's what I'm doing here. Just ensure that all 4 sides are done. You can erase the pencil marks at a later time. And I'm going to show you that at the 4 points, you're going to put score marks. We're going to do the 3-inch score lines to start. So I just slide the paper over so that it goes up to the 3-inch mark. You could use a bone folder. Here I'm using a stylus, and I'm going to utilize the center of the paper trimmer from Tonic Studios, scoring at the 3-inch mark all the way around. So you'll have 4 sections that'll be folded. So 2 in one direction. I'm going to show you here. I'm folding it back. Here you go. And now I'm flipping it to the other side, and I'm going to also score at the 3-inch line. So that would be the right side. I'm going to flip it around and go back in and do the opposite side. Same thing, 3-inch mark, score down. So we're just going to fold that as well in the opposite direction. There you go. You've got 4 folded sections, and you have a center square. Now where the 6-inch mark is on all four sides, I'm showing you here that it will fold towards the center, but we're going to score that line. So basically where the 6-inch mark is marked that we put, we're going to connect the two at each 6-inch juncture. And at that angle, we're going to score it. So that's the first one. And we're going to do all four sides again, where the 6-inch mark we penciled in, we're going to score straight through. So that's what you're doing all four times. And you have a square. So now we're going to fold down and we're going to smooth out so we get it a nice crisp edge on all four sides. So now I'm showing you that we're going to put another score line in that section where there's a little square right at the edge there, and it goes straight down from point to point, from the top to the bottom where they would cross. So it's basically half of that section. So just align it into your paper trimmer, right? Whether you're using a scoreboard or a cutting tool there, you would do that on all four sides, just like I'm showing you there, top to bottom. That cross section, you would do that on all four sides. And I fold it in the back so that I know that I already had gone there previously, and it just kind of gets it ready for the fold line that it's going to have to do, because we're going to fold that backwards anyway. So that's the fourth side. And now we're going to take it out. We're going to show you that you would open it up completely. There you go. And now where we initially scored at the 3-inch line, we're going to fold that, and we're going to fold back where the edges are and up towards the center so that it looks like a triangular shape. It kind of wings backwards there. See how the point goes down into the center, and then we're going to fold over that piece that we just scored as well. We're going to just fold it back onto itself. Okay, so then we go over to the next portion. Same thing, fold over at the 3-inch score line, fold the center points into the middle, and I'm just kind of readjusting my paper, making sure that it's folding properly. There we go. We're getting it all together. You can see how it's coming together there. Get those points into the middle. Fold back that other line there. So you have a lot of triangulation here. So there you go. That is basically the 6x6 napkin fold card. So now we're going to put that aside. And this is a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 piece of pattern paper. And I'm going to cut it in half and then in half again. So we're going to quarter the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 paper. So there's 2 and then 2 more. So we'll have 4 pieces. And thank you so much for joining me on this hop. I hope you enjoy it. The next one is a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. We have 3 sheets of those, and we're only cutting 2 of them. Save that third one for later, and you'll see why. So now we're basically going to cut these down from point to point at an angle. We cut in half. So there you go. And then we're going to cut this in 1/8. So we're cutting it in half. We're cutting it in half again, so it'll be in quarters, and then in half again to make it 1/8. So we will end up with 8 triangles from one 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 sheet. So since we're doing 2 of those, we're going to end up with 16 triangles. So that's what I'm showing you here. We're cutting it in quarters, and then we're cutting it in half once we get down to the last quarter. Okay, and we're going to do it again with the second sheet of the 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 paper. It could be any pattern you want. I just happen to have, believe it or not, I had fabric that I was using, and I copied 2 different fabrics and made it a 2-sided piece of paper and cut it down to the size that I needed. And that's what I'm utilizing here. My nephews graduated from Penn State, and their colors, of course, are navy and white, and he's all into that. So I decided I was going to utilize those colors to make this card for him. And there we go. There's 8. We're going to have 8 more triangles with a total of 16 triangles. Okay, so there we have it. And then 4 of the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. That is a 4 by 2 1/2 silver piece of pattern paper. That is a 5 by 5 pattern paper square. And those will be used for decorating the card as well. That is my 5 by 5 piece that I originally stamped and embossed with a silver embossing powder from Ranger. And that is also a piece that I believe is 4 by 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to utilize the tag I made previously because it's about the same. Here is a belly band in vellum. You can use vellum or you can use pattern paper. And the size is 12 by 2 inch. In this case, the vellum that I'm utilizing is cut from 11 by 2 1/4. And then I reserved the other 5 3/4 inch piece of paper and the 5 1/4, and then the center will be 5 by 5. So we have 5 3/4, 5 1/4 by 5. So those are the 3 sizes. I'm going to put that in the center, and then I'm going to save that 5 by 5 piece for the opposite side of the card. So we're going to put those 3 pieces together. We will have, that will go in the center of the card. So that's when you open it up completely. You put your 5 3/4 piece down, your 5 1/4 piece on that, and your 5 by 5 inch piece on that. So I'm just basically showing you like when it's completely closed and it opens, that's what you'll see. So I'm going to be using tape runner to get it all glued down together. It's just a more quicker way of gluing it down. As you all know, dry glue dries instantly. So that's what I'm doing here. And there we go. I used the opposite side of the paper so that I had that pattern that's blue and white. And now I'm just gluing down. Basically, that's my sentiment in the center. And that's what I'm putting down on the top. So we have, remember, 5 3/4. The next one is 5 1/4, and the outermost one is the 5 by 5 inch. Here I'm using a color that blends well to color the edges of the paper with a Copic marker. It just looks cleaner and nicer to me. So, and now we're going to put that into the center of the napkin fold card. So I want to say, you know, our wonderful community is called Handmade Happiness, and it's a Facebook card making group, and we'd love to have you join us if you'd like to It's basically like a little family. We are very supportive of each other, and we have a really good time. We have hops monthly. You could have a blog. You could have a YouTube channel. And here I'm just showing you that I am placing the pattern paper that we cut into quarters, was the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 paper. Again, if you're interested, you're always welcome to join us. Again, it's Handmade Happiness on Facebook. And KEIONNA, the craft therapist, is where I am casing this card from. She's an amazing, amazing creator on YouTube. Her channel is going to be linked below. Basically, I'm showing you here all the parts and pieces that we cut. We're going to be applying it on the interior of the card. So these are the 16 triangles cut from the two 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 pieces of pattern paper, which was double-sided. So your 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 should be double-sided. And the third piece was the one that we used in the center there. So this is the tag that I'm going to put on the belly band. That's the vellum I'm using for the belly band. The instructions are 12 by 2 inch. I used 11 by 2 1/4 because that just fit better from what I was trying to do on mine. And there you go. That's the inside. That was the belly band we made. And here I'm going to flip it over to show you the underside, which had the other 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 pattern paper, as well as the 5 by 5. Okay, that is the finished graduation card. Thank you so much for joining me. Please go to the link and see KEIONNA, the craft therapist. I appreciate your time. Take care, be healthy and well, and please share and subscribe to my channel. Blessings.